Thanks for joining me today. It's a bit of a chilly one, but we're outside. We've got Volvo XC40. It needs some new front brake pads. So yeah, let's go straight in there, strip it down, and see if we come across any problems. Should be nice and straightforward though. Let's get on with it. First thing we've got to do is get it in the air. So we'll get the jacks underneath the jacking points and lift it up. If you're using a normal jack, you'd put it under the sill over here. But because when I charge it, you can get it under them lovely big jacking pads under there, look. I'll get these little plastic caps off the nuts. I've got one locking wheel nut bolt there, which sits in this one. Somewhere, there it goes. And then these are 19mm. We'll just spin this steering round to give us a bit more access to it, and I'll put the steering lock off. Okay, come around a bit closer, let's have a look. So on the caliper we've got two bolts at the top. We should be able to crack the bottom one off and swing the caliper up. So we've got a 14mm socket. Just grab that and pull it. It just take the stress off the piston a little bit, and we should be able to lift it up then, like that. And then this is quite tight on here, on this brake hose here, so I can't swing it fully. I'm going to have to crack the other bolt off or remove that little bolt there. Yeah, so I'm going to take, I think I'll go with that one. Let's see if that will do. There we go, and that's swung out there. We've got these fancy little clips here that just pull out from the front like that. One top, one bottom, stop them rattling about. And then the pads will just pull away. These are about 2/3 worn, I'd say. Close enough though, let's get them changed. So I've got a new set of pads here. These ones are Padgett. I quite like Padgett, they're not a bad make. I was struggling getting hold of Brembo ones, so we'd have to go with this one. These actually look like they've been opened at some point. But as long as they're the right ones, then we should be okay. Sizing looks okay on there, which is good. We've got some new squealer plates, slider plates, to replace the old ones. A little tray just to try and catch some of the debris when I clean them up. Right, okay, let's get on to this. So these plates here at the bottom and at the top, we just lift them out. They just come away like so. I'll give that just a quick scrape round. There's not a lot there because them plates cover everything, keep it all nice and clean. We've got his new ones there, we can just pop those in, just push them into place. Like that. Now, lots of people do this differently. Do you put copper slip on these pads or not? If they've got these nice clean sliders, I don't bother. I find that the copper slip, sometimes the dust sticks to it and can cause you more problems than do good. At least with these nice clean sliders, if there's any dirt in that, it generally just comes straight off. So I'm going straight in with it like that. Okay, we have got on the back of these pads 2 different markings. We've got this one with the little sticky 3M tape on it, and that one hasn't. That's the side that goes to the piston. So that one there is going in there, and we just slide that in. Oops, a daisy. Slide it in. I'm going to go top first and then try and get it in the bottom like that. That's that one in there, and then this side here will go in. Same like that one there. Okay. Now we've got a nice big fat piston on here that we've got to retract. So you can see that there. I've got my nice big pair of Nielsen water pump pliers here. I'll put links in the description for all the bits and pieces. These are fantastic. They're only about 20 quid. And on these we can just pop that across the back of that and squeeze it up. What we must do though, before I push that all the way in, is to check there's some room in the brake fluid reservoir so that the fluid level doesn't go back up and pour over the top. So let's go and have a quick look, make sure we've got some room in the tank. We'll get the bonnet open. And we've got this super tank here, nice big one. Pop the top off it. You can see there we've got loads of room in there, so that's great, good news. Okay, so back onto this piston then. We'll get his big grips in there and we'll just put it across the back and front and just squeeze that until it goes all the way back home. Just gentle pressure on it and it just slowly goes back in. Just on back one. That one. Yeah. Finish that off. Yeah, that's all the way back. So before we put that in, we've got to just peel off this sticky cover here. Like that. Making sure these are free and loose, which they are, they're lovely. If they're not, you can just pull them clean out and put some grease behind. Okay. And in our box we do get some new bolts as well. So in here we've got new bolts and some new springs as well. Okay, then we've got those new springs that we'll just attach into there like that. That's one. Two. We can pop that back on again. With his new bolts. To get a little bit of a spin on like that, I've got the 17mm spanner. We can just grab hold of it. And just lock these up like so. Nice. That's one side done.
If you're unsure of the brake disc size of your car, see that stamped on the bottom of the caliper, 296 VL5. The 296 is the brake disc size, 296mm. So we'll go over to the other side and just whip this wheel off as well. We can just turn that steering round, give us a bit more access, and then take the 2 bolts out like we did on the other side. This ratchet makes light work of these bolts. It is a cracking bit of kit. I've been so impressed with it since I bought it. We just put a bit of leverage on this piston as well on the caliper. Just pull it back a tiny bit and then that will slide off as well. There we go. Just need to check those pins again, make sure that they're nice and loosey-goosey. Beautiful.
Springs out. Now some kits you'll buy, some brake pad kits, and they won't come with all the little spring clips, and they won't come with the new slider plates. It's up to you. It depends how much you want to spend. If you're on a budget, then you know there's no harm in using the old slider plates as long as you give them a good clean. This side's worn a little bit more than the other side, which is not uncommon. It's quite usual for the near side to wear more than the off side for whatever reason. One thing to note on this, there isn't any electronic wear sensors. Normally on these kind of pads you have squealers built into the brake pad, and I can't even see any of those. There's no squealers in there that would touch the disc first and make a racket. So you could really stand a chance of wearing these down to the metal if you weren't too careful. Let's give that a clean off. Discs are nice, they're not just a very small lip on there, nothing to shout about. These have got plenty of life left in them. Save the planet and all that. We don't want to be sticking new discs on every time, unless you're a garage, and they always do. They love a set of disc pads and brakes, you know. They love a set of brake pads and discs. That's the right way around. Right, then let's get these new pads in here. Same again, sticky on this side. And the smooth on the back. Drop it into the top first, push it up, and then slide it in the bottom. Like that. Now there's big grips again onto this piston. And I'll push this side back as well. Just stand back a bit so we've got a bit more. All the way back like that, and we'll have that back in where it needs to go. Oh no, don't. Oh, nearly did it. Nearly forgot the little clips. I forget the little clips. Little thing at the bottom there just to peel it off. And now we can have that caliper back in. And there's new bolts to go in as well. 2. All done. Get the wheels back on. Oh, let's get these big old wheels back in. They aren't fair size. They're pretty big. Somewhere there.
So we'll get that lined up, we'll lift those bolts back in again, whiz them up nicely. The big old wheels, these, quite heavy. Got the Milwaukee gun set up for the right torque there on the wheel nuts, cracking bit of kit. We'll have them caps back on again.
Beautiful.
Exactly the same with the other side, get that one back in as well.
These locking wheel nuts are worth having a little look at. So you see that there, the head on it will rotate and the bolt itself doesn't move. So they look like a nut, but they're not. They've got an actually floating head on it. So when you put your key in there, the key actually grabs onto the outer piece and rotates it. Don't forget to take it off. We can drop them jacks out. You can then check his level again. You can see how it's raising up right up now. That's come up really nice. Top it up if needed. And we just move into the car. And importantly, we need to press the brake pedal and pump it up. So little jabs. Don't go for big presses. Just go little jabs, and that pump, piston will push out, and there you go. Nice and firm. They're all where they need to be. So that's them front brake pads all sorted. They're all changed over. Pajig pads, really good quality. They went in nicely. I've got no worries about them giving us any problems in the future. So car's back on the road and away it goes. So if you've enjoyed the video, drop me a little thumbs up. Drop me some comments. Always love your comments. I'll see you in the next video. Like, subscribe.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.